Hi everybody, it's Jerry here. Today I'm going to be talking about the teaser rigs I use, but more importantly the knot for that loop, the dropper loop they call it, but we're going to be using something called a surgeon's knot today. So I got some props set up here, well not really props, this is the real stuff. We'll be talking about the actual whole rig, how I set up. It's fairly easy to tie. I'm going to show you an easy knot to tie. The one thing I want you to take out of here is how to tie that loop. The other knots on the end you probably know, but it's that loop knot that a lot of people have trouble with. We'll briefly talk about lures and teasers and everything else. Now, I want to give you a quick breakdown of what we're going to be doing. This is the rig, that's the lure, that's your teaser. This is a pretty neat diagram. You can pause, take a look at it. But this is how we are going to be setting up. You want 18, 24 inches, and then you're going to have your loop, and then you're going to have about 12 to 18 inches above that. You can see right here. But this is the basic rig with a snap on top, a swivel on top, and a snap on the bottom. You can see this snap, but alright, let's get to it. Okay, this segment we're going to be talking about the teasers really quick. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I love two colors, of course, the yellow and the blacks. The ones I used this year were tied by an amazing fisherman, Paul R. I call him. He just does amazing work. But I like yellow and blacks and purples at night, as you can see. Here's the night version, and you want to use. I use 2.0 to 4.0 hooks. 2.0 is a great size, 3.0 is a great medium, 1.0 is fine, 5.0 is fine, whatever works for you. But just remember, light in the day, dark at night, seems to work great. But you can check out about these teasers and how they work and all their effectiveness by checking out my other videos. But these are tied with bucktail, synthetic hair. This one I think is synthetic hair, that's purple, but I keep a variety. I like to switch them. Keep your fishing dynamic. Okay, let's get to the next segment. Okay, let's get started. A quick talk about lines, leaders, swivels, and snaps. You can use floral or monofilament line for these here teaser rigs. My advice to you, use what you got. I like quick talk about poundage. Anything between 30 to 80 pound test works great. I prefer, say, 40 overall, but maybe I'll go up to even 80 on when I'm fishing around the rocks. 60 is quite ideal around the rocks, but 80 a lot of guys do use. 30 pound works great if you're working the open beach, but just keep in mind you're going to have less abrasion. Here's the clips we're going to be using, or this is just, you're going to have a swivel on top. Use any old knot to attach that swivel to. Use a swivel, it's going to avoid line twist. You do not have to use a swivel. I do, because I'm trying to avoid that there line twist. But the snaps, you can use clips, snaps, anything you want. I actually like the clips, but I like snaps in colder weather. They're just quicker to change. But that's just some quick talk. My best advice, again, don't go out, don't go nuts. Use whatever line you have, whatever clips you got. You're going to do just fine using what you got. So don't go out and spend $30 on a couple of yards of fluorocarbon if you don't have it. And I just keep everything handy in here. But here's a clip. Okay. Okay. Again, the one thing I want you to take out of here is how to tie that loop knot. I'm using this here old green fly line. I don't know if it's supposed to show up well. I hope you can see it. But we'll get tying the knot quick. There's our fancy diagram. But remember, one thing to take out of this here video is how to tie this here loop knot. That's the key component of any teaser rig. Alright, let's get to it. Let's hit the next segment, and that's going to be about the actual loop. So pay attention. Okay, let's get to the actual rig itself. Now remember, we want about 18-24 inches to your lure, and about 12 to 18 inches to your rod. That length's going to determine on the length of your rod, and sometimes you want a shorter leader, sometimes you want a longer leader. So I'm just going to briefly measure over 24 inches to where I'm going to start my loop. So this is the bottom end. This is where my lure is going to go. So I'll pick out about 30 inches or so, because we're going to lose some of that. And you want to leave a little on the end for your knot that you're going to tie your swivel to. So we're simply just going to measure out about 3.5 to 4 inches times 2, and then a little extra more because we're going to be knotting this up. That's too short. A little more. Fold it over. Now just hold that loop just like that. Can you see that loop? This is to the middle of the line. Now, really simple. This is really nothing but an overhand knot. That's all you are tying is an overhand knot. This is our loop. This is a little longer. It's going to shorten up. This is thick line, so it's going to shorten even more. So make a loop, and you're going to see it's just an overhand knot. That's it. And all we have to do is go in another time and another time. 3 times is pretty ample for higher poundage tests, 40, 50, 60 pounds. 30 pounds, you just might want to do another run through. So let me show you again. Here is our loop. This is where our dropper is. This is where we're going to tie it. And we're going to make our loop. This is really simple. And you go once, twice, and 3 times. It's as simple as that. Moisten the knot always and tighten evenly. And that is a simple dropper loop. It's not really a dropper loop, it's a surgeon's loop, but you can call it whatever you want, but it's a loop knot, that's for sure. And that's all there is to it. You just basically are going to slip your teaser on the end of it. Now, one thing about the knot and the teaser is, I'll show you here, I like the loop because say if time is running short, I'm starting fishing, it's daylight, and I'll, drop on my yellow teaser. This is what I like about the loop. And I'm fishing, and I got my yellow teaser on, and it's the daytime. And a lot of times I do want to change colors and whatnot, but what makes changing the loop, what I like best about the loop is I can easily remove my teaser, and suppose I think red is going to be hot and someone down the beach is slamming them with say a blue or something. I carry different colors besides yellow and black, believe it or not, although that's about what you see. But it's nighttime, the sun's setting, and time's short, and I just want to slap on another color. I just slap on my black teaser just as such, and I'm out fishing again. That's it. That's all there is to it. But that's the basic nuts and bolts. Again, one thing to take out of here is that they're a loop knot. That is what you're going to have to remember, is that loop. That's what I want you to take out of here, how to tie that loop knot. Let's get to the next segment. Now, one thing I want to show you is you can clip this here loop, and you actually may pick up a few more strikes if you are not fishing your teaser on the loop. I think the fish kind of suck it in better with a free, slightly longer line. And you would just simply tie your favorite knot. Let's say this instance, I'll just use a clinch knot. But you can fish your teasers just like this if you're going to be using a solid color all day long. I generally don't like to fish I like to change my colors up and go back and forth. But this is probably more effective to fish your teaser on that single straight line. But you can clip that loop and fish your teaser as such in the middle. Just keep that in mind if you're going to be using one solid color, which I normally do, but I like to know I have the freedom of changing. Okay, let's get to the next segment. Now, this segment is probably the funnest segment. I think in the whole video it's going to be all about the lures that I'll use. You can use really anything to work a teaser. Just keep in mind that that stuff you throw is going to work that teaser different. You got needles and swimmers. I like the needles a lot. I kind of think that they kind of present that teaser just like a fly, very el natural. But you can throw bucktails, minnows, teasers, big plug, small plug. My favorite thing to fish is all kinds of tins. Literally, maybe I'll do a video next year. I find this to be very effective for fluke and bass and whatnot. And you throw zingamajigs, you can throw naked diamonds, you can throw crippled herons, or what do we got here, crocodiles. I like to carry a nice variety, but my favorite of all the teaser vessels are the epoxy minnows. Actually, you really can throw these things out of like a country mile. They cast great, they get that teaser way out there. Some people call these sting silvers, epoxy jigs, whatever you want to call them. They're really simple, straight, they cast like bullets, they work fantastic, and they get that teaser down on the bottom. Some jigs will work it on top, some will work it in the middle. So when you're working tins, carry a variety and switch it up and find out where those feeding fish are. Good stuff. Let's get to the next segment. Now really briefly about knots you're going to be using for your snap swivels. Remember, you got about 18, 24 plus inches to your lure and another, say, 12, 18 inches to your main line. Use your favorite knot. I like uni knots, clinch knots. You can use palmer knots or davy knots or whatever knots you feel comfortable with. That's a big thing about fishing. People underthink their knots. Use knots you feel comfortable with. I feel comfortable with this loop, that loop, and whatnot, but feel comfortable with your knots. Let's get to the next segment. Okay, let's do a quick review here. Here's our diagram again. Remember, one thing I want you to take out of here is that loop knot. Make sure you're not that loop is the most important thing. That's what this video is all about. Your lengths, I like 18 to 24 and then 12 to about 18 to top. Adjust your length to the length of your rods and the comfort of your cast. That's what you're going to want to do. Again, the loop knot, I'm going to show you one more time. You can call it a dropper. It's really not a dropper. Dropper's tied a little differently, but I'll show you that in another video. But this is a surgeon's loop. It's our loop knot, so we're going to attach our teaser to. And let me show you one more time. You just make your loop, and it's as simple as that. Adjust about the length you want. Give it a little more because you're going to have to wrap it inside and out of itself, so you're going to lose a little bit of length. I like about 3 to 4 inches. That's about right. You can go a little longer, a little shorter. If it's too short, your hook won't fit. Make your loop. It's just an overhand knot. 1, 2, and again 3. And you can go another, if it's lighter lines, you can go 4 or 5 times through. Heavier lines, if this was light, you know, let's go 4 times through. You can even go 5 with lighter lines, say 20-pound test, 15-pound test. Heavier lines, 3 turns, 3 loops is perfect. Moisten your knot, pull, tighten evenly, and you're good to fish. And that's all there is to it. Again, most important part, walk out of here, you can tie that loop knot quick, fast, and effectively. Okay everyone, thanks again for watching. Just a quick run through. Here's your rig. Remember loop knot, that's just remember loop knot. Watch the video again, watch the quick tie-in of the loop, and fish those teasers. They're going to pack on those extra fish, and you're going to get big fish for them too. But thanks for watching. Please like, dislike, be sure to subscribe to the channel and comment. Love all your comments. And remember, as always, fish your way, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching.